Replicon Radio is brought to you in part by Lex the Hexmaster and the Shadow Army. Shadow Army.
Motherfucker.
Damn.
Motherfucker!
Motherfucker! Shout out to the motherfucking Michigan.
The Michigan Misfits.
That's the name I was looking for. Shout out to the Michigan Misfits. If you guys are just tuning in on YouTube, you're like, what are you talking about? You just started. Well, you missed it. Go back, check out the replay. Full episodes of Replicon Radio on all streaming platforms. Or you can just check it out, segment it up on YouTube.
A hysterical hot mess is what that was, and it was fun.
We had a good time.
We did.
Make sure you guys go check out the Terminally Ill tour starting in February, because that's gonna be a good time.
Coming to your town.
If you live in the Midwest.
Maybe.
In that week.
Maybe coming to your town.
But if it's not coming to your town, you know what you can do? You can travel.
You can. To St. Louis to see them at Pops.
Sauget, Illinois.
At Sauget.
Or any of the other locations. You don't have to come to Sauget, but you should.
You should.
And you should get your tickets from Mr. Green for very cheap. And then when you get there, you should head right on over to the Mr. Green Replicon Radio merch booth, and you should buy one of the super dope, fully sublimated t-shirts.
Merch booth.
Don't touch the laptop. It's going to be very sticky.
There will not be a laptop.
It's going to be very sticky.
That's there. But if you can't make it, you can pick up one of these brand new Shaggy 2 Dope Sketch Series shirts.
Man, that is too dope.
They're available right now for a limited time. And there's also a extremely limited edition 2-pack, only 25 being printed of the variant t-shirt, if you will. A different style, similar style, but different. So you get one of each in the 2-pack, because that's what a 2-pack is. It means there's two of them.
That is too dope.
2 dope 2-packs. Only 25 made. Or you can just get the single shirt.
You should have made 22.
Should I?
Yeah.
Just so you
2 dope 2-packs, 22.
22 2 dope 2-packs.
Yeah,
I could have just made 2 of them. That's how many we'll sell.
Yeah, probably.
No, that's not true. There's 25 available.
There's two of yous in here. So you'll sell more than 2.
It's true.
It's true.
But you can pick them up right now. They're available right now. That's Shaggy 2 Dope drew that, y'all. I don't know if you guys ever know who Shaggy 2 Dope is. He's one of the he's the front man for the Insane Clown Posse.
Who the fuck's the Insane Clown Posse?
They're a group of ninjas.
They dressed up
Southwest
like Kiss?
Detroit.
They're not magic, but they are ninjas.
Do they dress like Kiss?
Similar but more clowny.
More clowny?
And same color scheme.
Well, the one fat guy is painted up like Kiss.
Only on Halloween.
He's coming for your goobers.
But I mean, if you don't know what a clown looks like and you don't know what Kiss looks like, but you've heard of Kiss, you probably would think they were dressed up like Kiss for sure. Same color scheme. Like, they didn't even add color or anything. They don't have red noses, but they're clowns.
Do they kick your ass to them leather pants?
You know what? I don't have any of those. But
Oh, fuck, here we go.
That's why Young Wicked left the label, because they kicked him in his leather pants. I fucking solved it.
They kicked his ass through his leather pants.
That's right.
That could have been.
I didn't say they kicked his ass, but they kicked him in the ass in his leather pants.
I used to have a pair of pleather pants once upon a time in my life.
Fat people don't look good in those, by the way.
Should bring them back.
Well, I need to find them, because I got to dress up like an 80s rock star to go to the Juggalo weekend.
You might unlock a new kink, you're just rubbing yourself.
You might want to go buy a new pair, because you ain't finding them. They probably burnt in the fire.
They probably did. I don't want to buy
They probably started the fire.
because they're so hot.
We didn't start the fire.
Ryan started the fire!
It's been burning since the world's returned.
I love that you're singing as though you are my pants.
Ryan started the fire!
What is that from?
The Office. The best episode of The Office.
I knew it was from somewhere. Just don't know
Never
where.
seen one episode of the
Dude,
I've seen a couple, but I never got into it.
Fucking
But
hilarious.
I watch, this dude Comic Tom. He does podcasts and shit. He's like really big in the comic community.
Okay.
And he has a friend who's
Does he do a 4-hour show?
At least, yeah. But he like
minimum.
he does like fucking he does like 8 other fucking like shows throughout the week, like top 10s and all these different things too.
Yeah.
And then they do one podcast. and then he has different people. Whatever, none of that shit matters. But he has different people come on, and one of his like rotating co-hosts is his buddy Fire Guy Ryan. That's his nickname, is Fire Guy Ryan. And anytime they meet, he has like a soundboard, you know, like most professional podcasts do. And every time he talks about Fire Guy Ryan, he hits the button. It's Ryan started the fire. Like, so I hear that. Yeah. I've heard that like a million times, and I don't know what it is.
It is the
and you're the only other person outside of watching that show on a regular basis to like say it. So I'm like, what the fuck is that?
It is the best episode of.
Did Ryan start that fire?
Maybe.
That's an old episode of Cops, man. No, that's the best episode of The Office. That involves a CPR dummy. And there's a fucking Dwight throws a cat through the fucking ceiling.
I just thought how ironic we were talking about fires, and I'm watching Cops, and then all of a sudden they got an episode with a fire on.
Rue's watching
Isn't
Cops,
it ironic?
Don't you think?
A little too ironic.
I'm not gonna lie, this has been one of the funnest episodes ever because we're singing. Can we just sing every episode for like
content? Yes.
Should we just do a sing? And can we interview someone singing?
I feel like I've been singing all night because every time you say something, I'm like, dude, that's all. I just start singing a song and something happens in my head.
Yeah, anytime someone breaks out in song, it's a good time.
It's like I can't help it. Like when you sing something that I know, it just triggers my brain, and I just have to harmonize.
And I can't help myself.
Speaking of singing, not like us, but some amazing singer. Next week on the show, we got our homegirl, one of our good friends. HB the Grizzly.
Hey!
Next week, Replicon Radio, the return of HB the Grizzly. She's a good singer.
Does she grizz like a grizzly?
I don't know what that means.
I don't know either. Grizz like
you have to write that down and we'll last here next week.
She like fucking got
Tune in next week to find out if she does that.
No.
Or at least find out
like
what
grizzly?
I don't know what any of that means. And I forgot to mention in the first portion of the show, we were talking about tours and shows and concerts and all the things that obviously the underground is alive and thriving right now, and it's so dope to see.
Tours.
That's right. But our buddies, Super Famous Funtime Gays, we mentioned that they announced part 2.
Gays?
Yeah, Super Famous Funtime Gays.
Gay. I didn't mean to say that, but
that could be their alter egos.
Or their actual egos.
Hey.
But they're celebrating 1 year of Don't Hug Me From the Front.
8 legs? Of 8 legs?
Don't Hug Me From the Front.
Fuck Whipstick. 8 legs is cool.
Yeah, but I don't think they're I think we celebrate that every day.
Oh.
But they're celebrating 1 year of Don't Hug Me From the Front, their debut album on Long Live Evil. And they're doing a live stream. Fuck going out and seeing people with all the tours. They're doing it on the internet over on Allah's YouTube. YouTube.com/suckmyvid. That's going down this Friday, February the 5th.
That is a pretty cool concept.
They're doing live performance of Don't Hug Me From the Front, and also performances from Super Famous Funtime Guys, duh, Oh the Horror, McNasty, and Sky Swamp Orange.
Wow. You know, when we were talking to Mr. Garcia, I had mentioned him trying to do a collab, like an EDM collab with Sky Swamp Orange. I meant, God damn it, son of a bitch. I had it going in there.
Zero?
No. Ritual of Ether is what I meant.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, and it's been eating me up all week.
But Sky Swap Orange appreciated that comment.
Yeah.
Clipped it.
No,
shared it several times.
I hope so. Much love to
They're
those guys.
excited to work with
But I
James.
meant for him to work with Ritual of Ether because those dudes are dope.
It's one guy, but yeah.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was 2.
No.
Where?
He's one guy. He works with a lot of people, but Ritual of Ether.
Well, good for him.
He's dope.
He's
He's
dope.
super dope.
I love his music.
Put him in your pipe and smoke him. He's so dope.
Delete it!
Don't delete it. He's dope. But yeah, I just like when you said that, I was like, they don't do EDM music. They are dope. Everything else I agreed with, but I was like, or maybe they do, and I just haven't heard that track yet. But no, I think nobody really caught the EDM part. They were just like, you were just shouting them out.
Yeah.
So we're not unshouting them out.
I'm not unshouting them out. They're dope, but I meant Ritual of Ether for the EDM.
So check out Ritual of Ether.
I mean, I can see the names being pretty similar. I can see how you can get that screwed
No,
up.
my brain is just dumb.
It could have been. I mean, it could have been Taking Back Sunday. It could have been, Oh the Horror.
I literally have no idea why.
Yellow card.
I literally have no idea why I confused the two.
I feel like you needed one more word there. Everything else is 3 words. You just dropped into 2 words there.
Right. Maybe it's a 3-word. Maybe it's a 3-word association. Because they are not the same at all.
But if you're not familiar with Sky Swamp Orange, you can catch them out on this Don't Hug Me From the Front live stream this February 5th, Friday. I was going to say Friday, and I said February because it was
Friday, February 5th.
Friday, February 5th. From the fun time guys, the horror, McNasty, and Sky Swamp Orange, youtube.com/suckmyvids.
It's technically a Saturday, but it's definitely Friday, February 5th. Yeah, it's a Saturday.
Yeah. Whatever, it's this fucking weekend. Shut your mouth. It's Friday, February the 5th. Go fucking watch it.
Go fucking watch it right after you watch the new Jackass movie.
Because that makes sense, because 2 days later, you can come back here to Replicon Radio on Monday night, and we're going to be hanging out with HB, the motherfucking Grizzly. I cannot say her name without adding the motherfucker in there. I don't know why.
Motherfucker.
As far as I know.
She's very feisty. She's very feisty.
As far as I know, she has not fucked anyone's mother. I'm not saying she hasn't. I'm just not saying she has.
Well, I feel like she says motherfucker a lot. She's very feisty. I commented on one of her things on like one of the social platforms, and she like it came off wrong and like got into like a little back and forth. Of like what?
Damn, you're arguing with.
I didn't argue, but I was like,
don't poke the grizzly.
It was like, hey, like I didn't mean to come out that way. Sometimes I'm abrasive, my bad. I was also like really fucked up, so whoopsies.
You say sometimes you're racist?
Oh. No, abrasive.
Oh.
No.
Might want to make that be a little louder.
Sometimes Dead Body Man is abrasive, and he apologizes in advance, and he will also apologize afterward.
But anyways, next 100%. Week we have HB the Grizzly on the show.
That's right.
So make sure you tune in for that. I did it without adding a motherfucker.
It's hard to do because I get so excited.
HB the motherfucking Grizzly.
I get so excited.
It's just like the Rizzuto show. You know, you got it. Some people have the motherfucker in their names.
Motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Rizzuto show.
/ motherfucker.
Every time you say that name, I think of pasta for some reason. Or like rice. Isn't that like rice? Risotto? That's like a pasta dish.
That's risotto.
So yes.
There is a
yes.
Are you trying to say yes, but correct me first? Is that
I'm giving you both pieces of information.
No,
yes, and that's like the name of it.
Risotto. Pasta.
Yeah.
So yes, you are correct. It's risotto.
Is it?
Yes, risotto is the pasta. I'm looking it up.
You say risotto, I say risotto. Tomato, potato.
Potato.
Make sure you go check out the Replicon Radio potato video and learn all about the Replicon Radio Awards. They're about to start up
What
soon.
exactly is risotto? Risotto is an Italian dish made by cooking starchy, short grain rice.
Yeah.
Like something that'll stick with it until it becomes creamy. So it's basically like curds and whey. So it's not pasta.
Creamy.
Well, I said pasta or rice.
You think
so
Italian, you think of pasta. Yeah. So, but it's like a creamy herbs.
It's a creamy rice, a radio show.
Yep.
Take a creamy rice until it turns creamy.
It's a spoonable pool.
You're gonna get sticky hands.
When you serve it on a plate, risotto should be spread out into a silky, spoonable pool.
Really?
Mm-hmm. That's what it says. Right
oh my lord! That's just everything you're saying right now is like sexy.
That's from the Food Network. They are sexy over there.
You just get your risotto and you smooth it on a silky smooth. Sexy.
It's a spoonable pool.
Just dive on into your silky, sexy,
creamy
as candies.
Your smooth, creamy, candy spoonable pool.
Creamy candies.
This is an ool. As you can see, there's no P in it.
Not the zoolts.
Make sure you get your creamy candies for Valentine's Day.
Make sure you get your candy stuffed.
Speaking of Valentine's Day, man, that's coming up right around the fucking corner.
We're hanging out. You guys can hang out with Replicon Radio on Valentine's Day.
We're not hanging out. That's a holiday. We're off.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday. You guys can spend your Valentine's Day with Replicon Radio this year because it goes down on a Monday.
Replicon Radio.
We got brand new Shaggy 2 Dope sketch design t-shirts. You see it right there on the screen, man. They are available right now. Just click the link in the bio. Click on that buy exclusive merch button. Send you on over to our big cartel.
Speaking of Valentine's Day, you can order your sweetheart one of these nice Replicon Radio jersey type shirts we've got.
Absolutely. The ladies love it while supplies last.
You fucking sweetheart over there.
You can go to repliconradio.com and go to shop now and take you to our store, and you can buy one of these fabulous shirts we have, and we have many and many upon many.
Fucking dope merch.
Disclaimer, these t-shirts will not be available in time for Valentine's Day. You will have to put an IOU into the box of chocolates because it will not be available by February 14th. Thank you, but please order now.
Yes.
But yeah, man, they're available right now. Hit the link in the bio. Boom, 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 boom. Buy our stuff because we are broke and we need to pay for things.
And if you would like Freaky P to write your loved one a letter and a note,
he won't.
Just make sure you put that in the comments, and he'll do that. He'll do so.
He'll send us dick pic.
That's not true.
I don't know. They could be in a cuckold. They might want it.
You know that's still not true, but it would cost you a lot more than a note in the comments.
You got to pay for shipping for the picture.
That's heavy.
It's coming over as a fucking canvas print. It's a nice wall piece, you know.
It's a nice wall piece.
Look at this, a piece of pasta. It's over here. It's on the wall.
It's a risotto.
It's a risotto.
It's a nice wall of penis.
Look at how creamy it is.
Look at my creamy pasta rice.
Look at my greasy grain of rice. Look at that. It's creamy.
Oh my God.
If you zoom in far enough, anything's big.
It's true.
Yeah.
Welcome to my ant farm, sir.
You can see the pores.
The silky spoon and
creamy candies.
My balls are so big it's like a spoonable pool.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was like a spoonful pool. The fuck?
Jump right into a creamy candy spoonful of pools.
A spoonful of pools? Bunch of little tiny. It's like
we're
Cheerios.
Gonna get a pool full of spoons.
A pool full of spoons. My name's Freaky P, and this is Jackass. We're gonna jump into a pool full of spoons.
That sounds like it would hurt.
Have fun. Just make sure one don't go between the cheeks.
I can hear Johnny saying, "One went right in my asshole."
We're gonna fill this giant pool of spoons. Oh God. I'm gonna be Johnny Knoxville's milk in his pool full of cereal.
Big mommy maybe milkers.
If you guys missed the first section of the show, man, tons of tours going on. Terminally Ill Tour, Twisted Old School Oddity Tour, the Rock the Dock Tour, Big Hoodoo, Light Scum, and DJ Clay. Insane Clown Posse's got Juggalo Weekend going down in just a couple weeks. Ouija Max hitting the road on his new Angels Fall the Furthest tour going out in February. Darby O'Trill and Cody Manson are hitting the road on the Young Snuff Tour. Super Famous Funtime guys are teaming up with the I don't know who, but they're going to fucking Indiana in
Gina
March.
Fritz is doing her first solo show.
Gina Fritz. Oh, the Horror's going out with Orgy for fucking like 2 months.
They're dating?
On tour. They're going out on tour.
They've been going out for 2 months?
Oh!
Not yet.
The Horror.
Do either one of them know that they're going out?
They're booked.
Okay.
I'm alive, but I'm dead inside.
Is that the song that they sang to get them hooked?
I'm alive and I don't know
They just played the clip from the Replicon radio show.
Right.
They got booked off of my vocal abilities.
Yeah. Hey, man, you got to ride it where it goes.
I don't know what that means, but HP the Grizzly is going to be on the show next week.
Hey!
And if you guys are tuning in late, we just had the Michigan Misfits on. And we
just the Michigan motherfuckers.
And Replicon Radio is brought to you in part by Alexa Hexmaster and the Shadow Army.
Motherfucker.
Right. Motherfucker!
Shout out to the sponsor. He's doing features on the low right now. Hit him up on Instagram at Lex the Hexmaster.
You better get at him before he gets out of the studio.
Get over there, man.
Out, he ain't
and if you're not an artist, but you're a fan, just go over there.
Get you some bops, man.
Just leave a comment. Tell him Replicon Radio's watching, man.
Get you some bops.
Let him know you learned about it here.
He might give you $1 off.
Nope.
He's right.
Networking.
I got $1. I got $1.
I got $1.
Hey.
Hey.
I thought that was my part.
All right. We got merch. Buy our merch.
Do it.
Go fund me.
Perp.
What else we got, man?
Awards coming soon.
Awards are coming soon. Big Roo went to the winery. Tell us about it.
I did. I took a little road trip. Went up to Springfield, Illinois. Went to a place called Portello's, which was fantastic.
They
First
serve-
time of being there, they serve hot dogs and
Italian beef. That shit's good, man.
Sausage. Oh, it's so good.
They got cheese fries too.
They got who?
Cheese fries.
They sure do.
The food at wineries
I did
are
get some.
That's not a
fucking
winery.
good.
Those
That's
is
not the
Portello's.
Then I went to the Vixen Winery, and that was first time me ever going to a fucking winery. I never thought I could be a wine person, but they had this wine that I'd had to taste because it was a bourbon. Shit, I knew I should have taken a picture of it. I did buy a bottle of it.
Is it open? Because I would like to try it.
It is not open.
Damn it.
It is a bourbon. It's a dry wine. It is a bourbon wine.
So it's red.
And it was aged in. No, it's actually. Well, I guess it would be red, but it's more like a brown.
But it's red.
Like an Auburn color.
It's classified as a red.
Yeah.
Or a blend. It might be a blend.
It was aged. They aged it in whiskey barrels or bourbon barrels, whatever you want to call them, for 8 months, and it was pretty good. You get the wine flavor first, and then like you get that bourbon taste, and it's like like it was a nice blend, is what it was, like a nice transfer.
Yeah.
So I had to get a bottle.
Nice.
And then of course you can't leave there without getting something like a sweet bottle of wine, because the sweets are pretty fucking good. And they had this chocolate covered cherry.
I've had some types of those.
Holy fuck! Like that ain't wine. It's wine, but it ain't.
If it's made right, boy, them shits is
like,
good.
Like you put that bottle in the freezer, let it get nice and chilled. Oh my god, dude, it's like a treat in itself.
So good.
Never been a big fan of wine.
It only it takes one to get you in.
Probably because you would probably like the sweeter wines probably more.
Probably because I like champagne.
Then you would like the sweeter ones.
Like
but
the sweeter wines.
Wine I like.
Like, do you like grape juice?
Sure.
Okay. So like a sweet wine,
like strawberry
tastes
wine.
more like
strawberry wine's too sweet.
Sweeter wines do taste more like an apple juice, or like a grape juice, or like a strawberry.
Most wines
juice.
people drink wine are like, try this. I'm like, this is fucking gross.
And that's what I explained to the lady. She's like, you drink wine? I said, no, only when I'm at like weddings and shit. And that's usually I drink like a white wine because the red's too dry.
A white lion?
White wine.
They do have sweet red too, by the way.
They do. And,
strawberry wine.
This place is actually
17.
This place has been open for 6 years.
Saw everything.
And it all started with them just sitting around drinking wine, and it's a family-run joint.
Yep.
And the father's always grew his grapes and made his own wine himself. But they were all sitting around drinking bottles of wine, and I guess the gal said about 6 bottles in they were, and Dad said, why don't we start our own fucking winery? We got everything. I'd always made wine. And
the best ideas come when you're drunk.
Why don't we just start up a winery? And so, I mean, they had the grape farms and all that already.
That's why I drink every Monday, because I'm still waiting for that good idea.
So they've been doing it for a long time now.
Truth be told, I drink every Monday to stay awake.
And I did. Of course, I had to ask a question because I love blueberries. And I'm like,
oh, it's so good.
You guys
violet, you turn it violet.
Right? I was like,
you turn it into a blueberry.
I said, you guys ever thought about doing like a blueberry wine? Because this cherry chocolate one was just phenomenal. And I can only imagine. And a couple of the other sweeter ones that I had were pretty good. So I was like, you guys ever thought about making like a blueberry wine? She's like, you know what?
Hold my wine.
She's like, a lot of people ask for a blueberry wine. So Dad and I were talking, and we're going to come up with something. I said, no shit. She's like, yeah, you're not the first person, and you won't be the last person to ask that. She goes, damn near almost everybody that comes in here, they always ask for a blueberry wine. I'm like, well, I'm pretty sure it'd be good, and if it ever happens, let me know, because I'll be right back to get a bottle.
Well, I like the experience of going to try and find a wine that you like. And one of the things you could do is go to a winery and you can get flights of wine where like you pay for it and you get like 4 or 5 little cups of wine, so you could try a bunch of different ones. And And that's a fun experience, especially if you're not a wine drinker, because I wasn't, and it took a while to get accustomed to it. But once I started finding wines that I liked, like, I mean, I was like, this is fucking good. And I'll tell you what, getting drunk on wine is totally different than getting drunk on beer or getting drunk on liquor. It is totally different.
Oh, it is.
It is totally different.
Now, I was reading the description of this bourbon wine, and it said it could be enjoyed with like a cigar or like barbecue or whatever. And I'm like,
was it smoky?
I think I'm fucking sold. No, I didn't find it smoky at all.
They do have smoky ones as well.
Now, they did have another bourbon one that was actually it was like a spicy pepper.
Man, I'm already out.
Something else.
Sounds like a Bloody Mary I'm out.
And I was like, is it spicy? Because I don't like really spicy things at all.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, no, I'll let you try it. I mean, it's what we're doing. We're trying wine or whatever. So I'm like, all right. And I didn't really care for it. But the first one I tried, I'm like, holy shit, that was good.
I think now, I'm not an expert, but having been a former smoker, thinking about what you said with the cigar and all that stuff, I would feel like a full-bodied red wine, a deep red wine would go, or maybe not a deep one, but like a full-bodied red wine would go good with a cigar. So like that bourbon that you were talking about, but it's got to be smooth though. It's got to be a smooth, like full-bodied red wine. I think because I think but
it also depends on the cigar too. I'll tell you that.
Well,
different blends of cigars can make shit really taste a lot different.
Yeah. Well,
if you're smoking,
I would think that for me, I'm speaking from my palate. I'm not a huge. I don't like the really dry ones that dry my mouth out.
Like the ones you get at fucking weddings. That's what I told her. I said, the only time I drink wine is at weddings, and them fuckers are way too dry. And
usually, you just get the house
I get the
Cabernet.
White wine.
You usually get a Cabernet, or they have a Moscato or a Chardonnay for the white.
I just usually get white, whatever it is. Because they ask you, if it's wine
sweet,
or red wine, I'm like white.
If it's usually sweet, then that's just like a Moscato. That's usually the go-tos they do for weddings. Is you got your Cabernet, and then you have.
Yeah, but every time I went to a wedding and got wine, it tastes like shit. But these wines I tried there was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Pretty damn tasty.
Wine, oh, wine, oh, wine, oh, wine, oh, wine. Dead Body Man.
Yeah.
Foam Red.
You said last week after you left.
I had an incident happen, man. Yeah. On my way home from the studio last week.
You went to the Wild Wild West?
I did.
I
did. And I didn't even know I was there until it was in my grill, man.
Wild.
Quite literally. So I left the studio last week. Driving home, South City, St. Louis, get off the highway, start drive, and I'm only like 7 minutes off the highway, and there's two main roads that you can take to get to my house that people take, and so I took one of them that was on the other side of a park. It's a main road, and people take it, and I'm sitting there, and there's not a lot of people out. There's a guy in front of me. We're moving at a pretty good clip, nothing crazy, but I did notice this guy is he's kind of swerving the rough spots a little bit aggressively, but I didn't think none of it. I'm like, I'm keeping a distance. We're moving at a pretty good clip. So we get up to a stoplight. I'm not on his ass or nothing. Pretty normal me driving with another car. Well, we get right down like a block from my house, and he pulls off to the side of the road, and like he's gonna park. And there's houses there, and people park on that part of the road. So I didn't think anything of it. I went down about a block, turned onto my street, and I'm like 2 or 3 car lengths into the street because that's where my house is. It's it's almost on the corner. So I'm sitting there, and I'm checking my notifications. I'm looking through my phone, kind of playing around, fucking around. And I look up, and I have I got my hat on. I look under the brim of my hat. There's a I look up to see a pickup truck that is like catty cornered across, like blocking the entire street, pointed directly at my car. Hit the middle of his grill is almost right up against my my driver's side headlight, and all I see is his hand in the cab, like putting a stop motion, like putting his fucking hand up, like frantically. And I'm like, what the
I'm grabbing my gun right there.
I did. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Because this dude basically drove up. His headlights are pointing directly into my cab. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
He had his hand up?
He was putting his hand up. Like, I don't know what the fuck this guy's doing. I don't even know. I was parked. I was like, I don't even know.
So was your car still running? Did you have your headlights on?
My headlights were off and my car was running.
Okay.
But he saw me pull onto the street. I don't know how. This guy had to go up a couple different wrong ways to get to where he was at to pull in around. So he came to find me. I passed him and I didn't even know this was the same guy.
Is this the truck that was in front of you that was swerving?
It was, but I didn't know it at the time. When I first looked up, and he had like an extended cab, so I couldn't really see in there, and I didn't know what the fuck's going on. So I get my gun ready and all that stuff, and I'm like, all right, and I sit there for it was probably about 10 seconds. I sat there, but it felt like a lot longer.
Right.
And I go, look, I'm not going to sit here and wait for whatever the fuck he's got going on. So, like, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this. So,
I'm getting out.
So,
what do you want?
I was short of that. But I had it ready. Like, I'm
pointing at what the fuck you doing?
Well, I had my shirt tucked behind it, so that way, like, all I had to do was fucking up it. And I was ready. But I was watching him the whole time, and I get up out the car.
In my hand.
Well, I get out the car and I have my hand on my back, and I'm like, can I help you? Oh, and I couldn't hear him, so I go to step around the front of my car, and his window's down, and I'm cautiously approaching. Oh, don't approach me! What are you doing? Don't approach me! And I go, what the fuck are you doing? I'm sitting in my car. What are you doing? Oh, what are you sitting here for? And I go, I'm sitting in my fucking car minding my business. What the fuck are you doing? Can I help you?
All
what
right.
the fuck do you want? I noticed that you got off the highway and you were following me, blah, blah, blah. And I go, okay, first of all, you pulled off on the side of the road back there and I fucking passed you and you came up to me. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, sure, blah, blah, blah. And I go, and then he started pointing to across the road to some houses, and he goes, "Oh, there's a guy over there that he would probably say otherwise." And blah blah blah. You've been sitting here for 5 minutes, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, I'm in front of my fucking house, minding my own fucking business in my car. What the fuck do you want? And like at this point, I knew it was like at first I thought it was like an undercover. Like shit, am I getting popped for something? Like what the fuck? I didn't do anything. But
yeah, you ain't doing nothing wrong.
Yeah, well, but once I realized it was that, like it became a what the fuck is happening rather than I'm gonna have to shoot this guy. Right. But he's lucky he didn't get a fucking gun put in his face, because you don't do that shit anywhere, let alone South City, St. Louis. You don't fucking come up to somebody like that you don't know at 11:30 at night on in a pretty remote area where there's not a lot of people out. Like, bro, like, there's no reason you need to be on the street, especially coming up to me. If you think I'm following you, why the fuck are you coming up to me? If I
already done past you, you're gonna win a different fucking direction.
Yeah,
you literally had to find.
Yeah, if I'm following you, then something bad's about to happen.
Right.
Don't come up to me if I pass you. You done. And
if you think I'm following you and I pass you, the problem's gone.
This guy, he's like, oh, well, the guy over there, he's a cop and blah, blah, blah. He has something to say. Oh, well, go fucking get him. Go fucking ask him.
I don't give a fuck who you go get now.
I told him to go get him.
I'm going to go in my motherfucking house. Either I'm going to shoot you, then go in my house and call the fucking cops, or you're going to drive down the fucking street the right way instead of be facing in the wrong fucking way, because I'm sure that's a ticket in itself for you, sir, and you probably don't want the cops to come because you've probably been drinking, sir.
I think that's what happened, because I literally saw it fucking click in his head. I saw his brain click to, oh shit, I'm in a bad situation. What did I do? Because like I was kind of standing, I was probably about 6 to 10 feet away from his door, but I wanted to see what the fuck he was doing because I couldn't see in his cab. Right. And I was like, I want to see what the fuck you're doing with your fucking hands. You're flailing, and because it was almost like he was putting his fucking hand up, like, hold on, you stay, you don't move, I'm calling the cops or something. Like, it was almost like that motion.
That's cool. Call him, motherfucker.
I told him, I was like, go fucking get your buddy. Go fucking get your buddy, the cop. Like, go fucking do it. And anybody that's puffing their chest out at you, that's my favorite thing to do, is just call them on their bluff. It's like, well, I'll call the cops. do it. I'll fucking call him. You call him, I'll call him. We'll meet up. We'll call him together.
Yeah,
fucking
no, here, let me call him for you.
Yeah, I'll call him.
I just straight up pulled my phone out. Like, hey, I'm calling him for you. Oh wait, I better get the fuck out of here.
I fucking love doing that to people. Well, basically, and then like when I said fucking
I
do
don't
it,
call the cops on no fucking body.
well,
I'll call you out on the shit.
living in the city,
I'll call. I don't give a fuck.
Call the cops, Ninja.
Well, I grew up in Ferguson, and that was the rule. You don't call the cops for nothing. But then living in the city, I realized there's some situations we got to call the cops because, like, you don't have to fight every crackhead. If you got a crackhead banging on your door, you don't want to open the fucking door because you just don't invite that.
You open the door up, you put the gun in their face and tell them, don't ever come by this fucking house again, and they get down and they go fucking walk away.
No, they do not. Then
you shoot them.
Oh, well. Then you have to call the cops again. Then you have to call the cops.
No, you don't.
Oh.
No, somebody else is going to call it for you.
Hey, I'm not snitching on nobody, but, there are situations where it's like, hey, I think that motherfucker's dead in the car outside of my house. I should probably call somebody. That type of shit. Or like, hey, this guy is literally banging on every single fucking door. One of these neighbors is going to call the cops. I'm not going to do it. But usually it's a wellness check that I call. Like if I am gonna call the cops, it's like a wellness check. It's like, hey, this guy's been sitting outside for like 4 hours and I don't think he's moved. He might be dead. You should probably check on him before he starts rotting. But anyway, back to the guy. I told him, I was like, we'll fucking go do it. And like he's already starting to inch off at this point because I saw the click and he goes, well, fuck you. You may be right this time, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I know I'm right. And well, fuck you. And he fucking sped off. And I was like, bro, what the fuck just happened? And then I walked into my house, and, my wife is sleeping. And I walk in and I go, hey, so here's the thing. And she's like, what? And I told her, I was like, yeah, I almost had to draw a gun on somebody, out front. And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
Hey. And this is all right. So within a month of living in this quote unquote nicer area, I've already had a bullet whiz by my head, and then I had a fucking dude pull up on me outside my house, and I almost had to pull a gun on him.
Sounds like fun.
I feel like I'm gonna move. I need to move back to where the hookers are outside.
I mean, I had the same situation, or not same situation, but me and a couple buddies were down at the bar, and we were coming out. This dude's like laying on the fucking sewer, like on top of the sewer across the street.
Yeah.
And we're all getting ready to go back to my apartment and hang out and have drinks and shit and play cards or whatever. And my buddy's like, hey, Ken, what's wrong with this dude? I said, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with him. Look like he's all right to me. Look like he's sleeping. And he's like, well, we got to check. I said, fuck that motherfucker. Get in the car. Let's go to my house.
Yeah, he's fine.
Oh, I got to see if he's okay. I said, no, motherfucker. I said, I don't know that motherfucker. You don't know that motherfucker. We don't know what happened. Just get in the fucking car. Fuck that motherfucker. Just get your ass in the car and let's just go to my house. No, man, I said, you check on that motherfucker. I'm leaving. I peace the fuck out.
Bye.
I'll see you at my house when you want to get there.
Yo, check on nobody.
The dude come over to my house and he's like, oh man, he's a nice guy. I woke him up and I took him home. He lived right down the street. I'm like, so he could have walked if he was passed out. He could have just woke up later on and walked. Fuck him.
You should look at him and be like, dude, you should never go to a gathering because you'll never go to bed.
No, it wasn't. No, this dude ain't never going to no gathering. But.
I know, but I'm just saying that, like, if you're worried about people passing out in the fucking walkway.
Yeah, I'm like, he wasn't even in the walkway. He was across the street. He's like, what if a car runs over him? I'm like, that's his problem, not mine.
Yeah.
I'll be just fine in my fucking house.
Yeah,
this motherfucker want to go. I'm like, I don't even know this motherfucker.
I don't interact with nobody.
I don't even know you.
And it's time to go. Look at that.
We all out of time, man.
Hopefully, I don't have to pull a gun on somebody today.
Tune in next week to find out what happens when Tony goes home.
Yeah, hopefully nothing.
Or tune in next week to find out.
No, I swear to God, if I have something happen,
we'll let you know if Tony's
I'm
not
getting
here
the
anymore.
fuck out of the car with the gun this time. Like, in my hand, like,
oh, yeah.
No, we ain't doing this shit.
Motherfucker, you just rolled up on me. Fuck you. I got that shit in my hand, ready to come up.
He pulled off, and I'm thinking that, this is purely speculation off of one bumper sticker, but it could have been
yeah,
a vet.
Trumpster?
Well, no, he had a Go Army
Joy
sticker.
FM sticker.
He had a go. No, he had a Go Army sticker. So I mean, a very far stretch, but he could have been like a vet that was having some PTSD, as somebody following him, and he had a few drinks at the VFW. I don't know.
And you could have fucked this whole world up by pulling a gun on him, and you would have been
Exact. Well, I could have been, or I could have fucked him up.
Right.
Oh yeah, and so that's why I didn't pull my gun, because I wanted to kind of assess, but I had my gun ready to fucking be pulled immediately.
Audio listeners, go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out all the merchandise. Linktree is in the description of the video.
Delete it, motherfucker.
We'll see y'all next time. YouTube, you get the extra minute this
We
time.
fucking love you so much, YouTube. Oh my God, yes. Oh God, yes, YouTube. Oh fuck yeah, YouTube. Yes.
The other one's
Hurry
still
up.
You're gonna
getting
listen to
everything.
this.
This
Oh
is
goddamn
ridiculous.
Spreaker. Oh, and
Why are
all
you
the-
doing this to me?
Oh God, yeah. I want you to hurry up and press that button. Oh, press that button, P. Oh, freaky P on the plane.
Stop. You're hurting my feelings. Like, it's disgusting. Next week on the show, man, we got HB the Grizzly. Make sure you guys tune in for that one.
creamy kid.
Buy merchandise, buy some shit, hit up the
Cream in my
GoFundMe.
panties.
Replicon Radio Awards announcement.